Okay. A little bit of a late start, but I am sick today. I don't know what happened, but I got the flu, I think. Question mark? It's the only thing it could be. It came out of nowhere, but first session is session 0. First session is gonna be March 12th anyway. So we gotta prep. There's no getting away from it. We just gotta do it. We gotta prep. Even if we're sick, even if we're, not feeling like doing it, you just gotta do it sometimes. But today we have a little bit to do. Let's see. Last time we set up the cabin, we set up the forest raid, we set up Nightstone, we checked up on the dripping caves. We're pretty set up. I mean, I could run session 0 without today's prep, but just to be extra ready, I think that's a good idea. So, got a few things that I want to do, and like I said, just gonna, kind of chill and just, run a chill stream, and you can prep along if you need to prep today too. It's up to you. But yeah, we got a couple things to do, so just gonna record it and do what I gotta do. Yeah, so we have to update our main quest. We have to update the actors, write our intro stories. We are deciding to give them some common items, nothing that's going to give them like a major mechanical benefit or anything like that. Just something, something nice that they can start with, a little, RP item, give them something to talk about, something that Balabar will give them, the wizard, and kind of move on from there. We do finally have a party. We have their species and classes they have picked. I still can't believe that this is the party that we got, but that's what they wanted to do. And not really a huge fan of AI, but they like it, and this is what they came up with. I'll probably still get an artist to get a regular, party picture, but this is what they came up with. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not this, and they really latched onto this woodland creature idea. So we have a mouse, or no, I'm sorry, he's a rat artificer. He's going to be the party cook. I decided to give him the chef feat because why not? Give him a little extra boost. We have an owl cleric. And they decided to be brothers, which is why they have this mustache. Again, I have no idea where any of this came from, but this is what they came up with. So we have a raccoon wizard named Marbles. He loves his marbles, and I will probably put some kind of magic stuff into the marbles, like maybe like a bag of beans, kind of make it just like a bag of beans. We have a badger barbarian named Felix. We are going to have a mouse. This one's a mouse rune fighter. It's going to be a rune fighter. I don't know what happened to his sword. Again, AI. I don't know what they did with this picture. I will get a real artist to make them a picture. And then we have an owl, another owl, but he is going to be a rogue warlock or something like that. He said he wanted to do. I don't know what. Swashbuckler warlock. I don't know what they're going to do. Again, not a not a huge fan of AI, but this is what they came up with, and I think it's funny. Whatever, that's what they came up with. So that's just what we have to go with, and it is what it is. Yeah. So I think we'll just start with something easy, and we're gonna update actor names and assignments. That way they can log in and start getting their characters built next week when they start importing stuff. Let's get to D&D Beyond. Let me know how the levels are. I kind of want some more music. A little more music. Again, I'm sorry. I am a little sick, so I'm sorry if I sound funny, but we gotta prep. We gotta get the prep done. There's no getting past it. So gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, you know, I don't have to prep today, but I wanted to, because why not? Why not? Just chilling, enjoying a good Saturday. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hope everybody's staying not sick like me. Okay. Let's edit users. Badger. Badger's name is Felix. This critter is now an owl. His name is Orban. The mouse is named Tamir. I think that's how you say it. Tamir? Timir? I'm sure he'll tell me. Another owl named Falafel. I don't know where. I don't know where they came up with these names, where they came up with the animal idea, but I do love it. I'm not gonna lie. This guy is named Bubba Ganoush, of course. Bubba Ganoush. I don't know why it's pulling in this extra snow every time. I had to figure out how to turn that off. Okay, check our actors. Start assigning our actors. Badger's name is Felix. No last name Felix? Oh, Felix Brambleguard. God, I can't spell. Brambleguard. Felix Brambleguard, the Northern Badger Folk Barbarian. Excellent. Configure ownership. Owner. Good. We do have some art. We could make token art. I don't know. We could also wait, but whatever. Critter's name is Orban Dallas. Apparently that's from, what movie is that from? He said that he got the idea from Multipass, the movie with I forget what his name is. Bruce, what's his name? Bruce Willis? This movie? Apparently he's that guy. So, but is an owl. So that's who he wants to be. That's who he can be. Orban Dallas. Configure ownership. Owner. Sweet. I think we also need to make everybody else an observer, just so they can see the sheets in case somebody's out and they want to run character for them. I try not to really run games unless everybody's there, but then it becomes impossible to actually run a game. But mouse, Tamir, Mr. Tamir, the mouse, no last name. A swarm of bats, apparently. That there. Tamir. Okay. We have an owl. Owl is falafel. Falafel ganoush. Falafel ganoush. Oh my god. I can't. I honestly cannot with these people. Yeah, we will add art, actually. We're going to make sure they have tokens and art. Raccoon is Marbles. No last name. He's just a raccoon, so he doesn't really need a last name. That's fair. Make everybody else observer. I don't know if I could just do that, but anyway. Rat is Bubba. Ganoush. Okay, that's all of them. Okay, I think we do have to save all of these pictures and get their character art in there. I don't like AI, but that's what they wanted to use, so that's what we're gonna use. How can I look at all of the media? We'll just go all the way to the beginning. I can't. Oh my gosh. I cannot with these guys. There we go, we got marbles. Got the Tamir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just need one more. Oh my god. Pick up the owl. There we go. Save. Okay, this is Orban. This is Tamir. Mr. Marbles. Felix. Falafel. Falafel. And Baba. 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 Baba? Baba? Okay. Baba. Okay. Baba. Good. Nope. Avatar. It's a little pixelated, right? Am I crazy? Maybe not. I can't. Oh my god, what am I doing? Oh, I can't, dude. I cannot. Oh my gosh. Apply. There we go. Done. Falafel. So goofy. I can't. I'm not not a fan of AI, but it is funny. Do we put them in the? No, we just put. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry if you hear some noise right now. My neighbor is vacuuming. They've been vacuuming for the past 4 hours, which is cool. Which is cool. I do enjoy that on the weekends. I do enjoy listening to that for 5 hours straight. I don't know why you would need to vacuum for that long, but you know, they gotta do it every weekend. So Felix, there we go. Okay, we got marbles. Hopefully the noise gate is set up right. Marbles, the wizard, the raccoon wizard. Nice. Done. Orban. So dumb. So dumb. Oh my god. I can't. I also need like pictures of them before they turned into humanoids, because the beginning of the story is going to start with them as regular regular animals. I'm sorry, I'm laughing so much at this. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I need regular animal tokens. There we go. Little mouse fighter. Try to get the sword in there. I think that's good enough. Okay, okay. Test the tokens. Damn, I feel like maybe we should make them different colors, because these guys look very similar. Oh, why does it all say? Yeah, we're gonna change these up a little bit. Delete? Oh, do we have to make it again? I think we do. I think we can get rid of that. And then add that, and then add frame. Yes, there we go. Guess we'll just go in order. Yeah. Oh. Not a fan. Not a fan of that one. Yeah, these are kind of serious. Yeah, I'm just kind of goofing around today. Like I said, I'm kind of sick, so I'm kind of bleh right now. I'm not going to take it too serious. I'm already prepped up, pretty much ready to go. Oh, this one's nice. Already pretty much prepped up, ready to go, so I don't need to go too crazy. I just need to write this intro. That's kind of the only thing I'm really worried about. Prototype token. There we go. Bubba. Vision. We set up last time. Distance of a token can see without any light. Basic vision. I think we deemed that Bubba does not have. The rat does not. Oh, a rat would not have dark vision. Oh, he does have dark vision. 60. Okay, we did figure this out. Okay. We're just going to put this here, and if there is light on the page, then they'll be able to see in color. But if it's not, it'll be black and white. Resources. Good. Update. Dunzo. Sweet. Wait, it's not showing his HP. Oh wait, it's because he doesn't have any yet. Okay, we're good. Falafel? Mr. Falafel? Okay, we just used that one, so let's use this one. Let's try to use a different color because they're very similar. Like this. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. There we go. Prototype token. Falafel. Falafel. Does Falafel have dark vision? I assume so. As an owl. They do? Okay. Dark vision. 60. Update. Falafel. Do they look different enough? They kind of look the same. Well, the colors is kind of... I don't know. That's on them. That's going to be up to them. Felix. Okay. Use that one now. Apply. Prototype token. Felix. Vision. Does Felix have dark vision? They probably all have dark vision. Character not ready. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got to finish his character sheet. They do have dark vision though. 60. Boom. Done. Done. Felix. Sweet. I got some coffee here, and I put some chocolate milk in it because I'm a child. I'm a grown child. It's pretty good. Okay, marbles. Marbles. Get on the next one. Apply. Prototype. Marbles. Vision. Dark vision. Wait, does marbles? I assume that a raccoon has dark vision. They updated the UI at D&D Beyond. I don't know. Don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's good, I guess. Dark vision. Wow, they literally all have dark vision. Okay. So goofy. Okay, the outlines kind of look the same, but I'm not gonna go crazy about it. They want to give me a token, I will gladly add it. Let's use this one. It's so dumb. It's I cannot look at this. Oh my god. I'm supposed to keep a straight face while I'm speaking to these people. Oh my gosh. Dark vision. There we go. Oops. Why? There we go. Yes. Orban. Nice. Very serious. Little mouse? Little mouse rune fighter? I told them that they also need to speak giant, and I don't think any of them speak giant. So I think I'm just gonna assign one of them randomly to speak giant. I think Tamir will probably be the one, because they are our rune fighter. Does Tamir? I feel like Tamir is the one that does not have dark vision. It's the one person that does not have it. Yep. Oh. Orban gets 120 feet. Let's check Tamir though. Does Tamir have dark vision? I don't think they do. No, they do not. Nope. Okay. Basic vision. Distance tokens you can see without any light, 0. That would be 0, right? Yeah. Boom, done. Tamir, nice. We'll fix Orban. This should be 120. Okay, that should be good. Make sure this is set to that. Okay. I think it's good to go. Actually, I think I can remove this from this page. Okay. I guess we should just make them tokens of their original animal forms. I'm also just going to let them change, like shape change once per day back to their original form Just once. Just one per day, and it lasts as long as they want. But once they change back, they're stuck in their hybrid form for the rest of the day. I feel like that's fair. I also need to figure out then how to make multiple tokens, multiple token images. Token flip. Assign multiple token images and act as the same token. Flip between them. A nice animation. Token flip, looks like. I think that might be what we want. Okay. We have to figure out how to use it though. Token flip. Token flip. Oh, you have to buy it. I don't know about that. Token variant art. Token variant art. Might work. All right, we'll try it, I guess. Luckily, none of them are druids, so... Okay. Token variant art. Randomizer. Oh no, we have to learn how to do something. No. I don't want to go too crazy with it. It looks like you can do flying, dead and burning, what? Exhausted. Combat versions of the token. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. Hold up. Oh, we got a new button. Okay. Mappings. Animal form? Wait. I'm sorry that I'm just learning about this right now, but we're learning together. Watch a video. An hour long? I don't need an hour long video just to do this. Come on, man. Short features, okay, okay. I think this is a little more than what we want. Wait. I don't know. I'm tempted just to make little tokens for them. But we should do our due diligence and maybe do this right. Image to user mapping. Close. And we need options here. Okay, how do we do this? Okay. We can figure this out. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is not what I wanted to get into. Dang. See if there's maybe a simpler one to use. Okay, that one sounds familiar. Let's try that one instead. Token wildcard. Wildcard? Token HUD? Token HUD wildcard. Lightweight module adds a button to the token HUD. I'll set the text more. Let's try this one instead. tools and controls. See if we can just figure this one out. Sometimes you guys, you just gotta figure out what works for you. Poke around, figure it out. Okay. Token HUD wildcard. Display as image. I think I'm getting a little too distracted by this. Maybe I'll figure it out later. But we will add that. We did we did figure out the action names assignments. Done. Okay. Next. Need to look into the main quest log because this is not true anymore. So this will now be escape our deep forest. I think we can get rid of that. Now, the quest will be Battle Bars. Forest cabin is under attack. Must escape the attack by orcs and make it to the castle in Nightstone, a small town just south of our deep forest. Radabar instructed you to find Lady... what's her name? My fever brain is a little slow today, so... Nendar? Lady Nendar? Lady Nendar. Will offer you shelter and guidance as you venture out on your greatest adventure. And they don't know that Lady Nendar is dead. That's really all we need to start. We'll find a cool picture to put in there. done so. So now when they open this, I don't know if maybe I should hide this for now until they actually start it. It's fine. Maybe I should actually. I think I'm just going to delete it. Can I just hide it? We are going to delete these for now. We'll put them back later. Okay. Intro stories. Okay, so the intro stories will be pretty easy since they are just little animals now. Instead of their full backstories, they will begin this story either in Waterdeep. Some of them are going to be starting in Waterdeep. Some of them will be starting just in the forest. So, let's see. I guess I'm just going to write it in here, honestly. Badabar's cabin. Oh boy. Okay. How are we going to start this story? It is the first day of summer. I think that we are going to start the story with Bubba and Falafel. Let's think about this. You begin your adventure. And I'm just putting stuff out there. You know, we can tailor it when it comes closer to the day. But, you know, sometimes you just got to start by just putting stuff on the page. You begin your adventure locked in a small, cramped, rusty, in hell, thank you. A small, cramped, rusty cage that you have unfortunately grown to know very well. Baba Ganoush. You stand on your hind legs. Hey, what's going on? I'm just prepping up for my session 0.5 as I start this new campaign with a group of friends of mine. And we're starting on the 12th next week. So just making sure that I'm good to go. I just figured I'd record some of my streaming sessions because I want to be able to watch them back later because I forget a lot of stuff. I am not a Foundry expert, so, we'll be learning stuff together. Anybody knows things about Foundry, let me know. But yeah, we're starting this out, and they're going to be playing Storm King's Thunder. They have all decided to be little woodland creatures for some reason, and they will be going up against giants. So we have to figure out a way to turn them into humanoid creatures. Look out onto the pet market here in Waterdeep. And can see a small gathering of people here today. They walk by with their families and stick their noses a little too close to your cage. Some days you hope someone will pick you. Some days you'd rather just sleep. The smells of the market bring rumbles to your stomach. The drow that have been keeping you often feed you less than you'd like. Look around to your other friends, fellow animals, and see them with similar really nice to see get behind the scene view. I'll be honest, most dungeon masters don't have much behind the scenes. Most days I get behind the dungeon master screen and I have not a lot, so I'm trying to be a little more proactive and write some notes and stuff. An owl just next to you, who you've grown to know well, begins to peck and bite at their cage door. Falafel. So yeah, they're the team. This group of adventurers. There is an owl. There is a rat. There is a raccoon. There is a mouse. There is another owl, and there is a badger. And they were all picked by destiny, by a mad wizard, and they will turn into humanoids and be on their way to save the world. Notice that your cage latch is starting to rust and it's becoming weak at the hinge. Not many people here at the pet market today could probably pick your way out while no one is watching. You look for opportunities and moments between groups, times when the drow. So you normally don't prepare that much? How do you run the campaign then? You just wing it and improvise? Yes. No, I mean, I was just kind of just joking, but honestly, sometimes, yeah, I will read the story, I'll read the chapter, make sure the tokens are all there, and have like a rough outline, and I will sometimes improvise a lot of it. Sounds good that far, although I never played D&D, just loved Baldur's Gate. I'm a big fan of the campaign from the AI guy. Oh, yeah, Baldur's Gate is fantastic. I do like that it's brought a lot of people into D&D, and it kind of is like the same, like the way that you play Baldur's Gate, all the spells and actions and stuff is very, 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 very close to actually playing D&D. I'll tell you The most important thing about D&D is the group that you play with. I think that the group that you play with, if it's your first time, can really make or break D&D, because you really got to find good people, good friends that you know well, and just so you can have fun with it, and so if you're looking to get into D&D, definitely do it. It's a fun thing to do. I got into D&D in like 2017, so actually not that long in comparison to some of the other veterans, but I started playing D&D and then I never stopped. Wanted to learn how to play Baldur's Gate and then got into learning how to play D&D. Hell yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's pretty similar, and I've honestly adapted some of the rules from Baldur's Gate, because you kind of have to, because people will be like, well, in Baldur's Gate I can do this, and you're like, okay, sure, yeah, you can do that. So look for opportunities and moments between groups, times when the drought take their breaks. By the way, props for you if you wing it on the spot. Nice talent you got there. Yeah, for a very, very long time, I used to be very this is the module that I wrote, this is the module that I have prepped, this is the rules of the game, and you have to follow them, and you have to play this, you do have to be a little bit open sometimes with your players and say, listen, I don't have that prepped, and I'll just be honest, I don't have that spot ready. And sometimes that's okay, just being able to be open with your players. But a lot of times the stuff that you prep and the stuff that you write, the players won't even touch, or maybe they'll go a completely different direction that you thought they would. Literally everything that you expect them to do, they will do the total opposite. So after a while of getting into this, oh my gosh, I thought that they were going to do this, I have all this stuff prepped, you kind of learn to just move things where you need them to be, okay, well, I thought that you were going to talk to this person in the docks, but you went to the library instead. So I'm just going to put that person in the library. And you just kind of do that kind of stuff. And if you prep too much, then you're kind of spending a lot of time prepping things that aren't going to be used. And I am finding less and less time to prep. So I prep what I can. And, it's kind of fun to improvise and make up what you can and kind of go from there. You just have to remember the things that you improvise. You just have to remember to write them down, because you'll say this person's name is Balabar, and then 2 sessions from now they're going to be like, what's that guy's name again? And you're going to be like, oh, I made that up on the spot and I don't remember what it is at all. So you just have to remember to write stuff down when you make it up. That was a big thing for me. So also, I'm a little sick today. I'm sorry if I sound funny, but yeah. Peck away at the cage. Sometime around sunset, you break the latch, and you know that you could easily jump out. You look to your left and see a little rat watching you and watching you. You feel in the pit of your stomach the knowing fact. And again, we can go back and write this. We're just trying to get it out of our head and just get an idea out there. Doesn't have to be perfect. The knowing fact that you can't leave them behind. So at the perfect chance, you slip out of your cage and unlatch the little rat's door as well. He squeaks and chirps. I don't know if they chirp, but whatever. Squeaks and chirps in joy, and you snatch him up, your talons, and fly away, far away from this pet market and the drow that have kept you here for weeks. Okay, they escaped. After flying through above, the busy streets of Waterdeep, you catch wind of a savory smell. And this is like stuff that they've already told me. I'm just like trying to write it out. But catch wind of a savory smell. You spot a small plume of smoke coming out of chimney of a small, I already said small, of a restaurant named Chef Boyardee's. Chef Boyardee's in Waterdeep, everyone. That exists. I don't know if you knew that, but it does exist. A popular Italian restaurant. They're not Italian. A popular pastaria restaurant. Oh, popular pastaria. You drop your little rat friend on the roof, and together you catch your breath. You're safe here. And both of you are very hungry. Bubba wastes no time sneaking into the restaurant. And over the next week or so, you both eat well. Both eat until your bellies burst. Days pass, and one evening, Bubba is unable to enter the restaurant. Or find anything worth eating, as it seems they're closed. You wait, and your stomachs fall empty again. But between the grumbles, you hear the echo of boots below you. A short, deep gnome walks by the restaurant as well and looks into the window, also seemingly disappointed by the fact that they are closed. He shrugs and continues his walk, whistling a pleasant tune. You do, however, notice something is poking out of his bag. A crusty baguette. Baguette? There we go. You both look at each other and nod knowingly. You must get that food. Falafel scoops you up, flies down to a nearby alleyway. Bubba, you scuttle forward and sneak your way up the back of his pants and into the bag. Inside you find smoked Gouda. What else do they find in there? More food stuff. Because secretly, Balabar doesn't really want to come here to the restaurant. He knows that it's closed, but he is there to get these little creatures because he knows that Destiny has chosen these creatures and he needs to get them back to the cabin. So how do you find bits of smoked Gouda, dried raisins, what else? Crumbled hardtack. And cannot help yourself. And you begin to just sit here in the bag and eat. Falafel, you watch as the two walk down the street and towards the gates out of Waterdeep. Inside, Bubba eats to his heart's desire and falls asleep. It's just longer than it needs to be. I'm just brainstorming and, I'll, figure other stuff out as we go. But Falafel. You follow the gnome a few miles to a thick forest. And keep watch. Be careful. As they make their way north. Eventually, you find a small cabin by the river with a crumbling stone tower the gnome approaches the door. Produces some keys and takes a quick look over his shoulder. Seems to look right at you. How could he know you were there? You're hiding in the shadow of the trees. He steps inside, closes the door. Okay, so now we have Falafel and Bubba there. We need the other characters to be there as well. So we have a little mouse, a little badger, another owl. Look around. To your surprise, you spot. Does it help the creative process to have an audience? I guess it helps to think a bit out loud. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've never really done this before, and I usually prep just like an hour before the session. So if you have any ideas, let me know. But yeah, like I said, I'm trying to be a little more proactive with my prep. So I'm just trying to make myself set aside some time on the weekends, prep up some stuff. Last time we did like some maps. We messed with the maps, and once I get through this stuff, I have some other map stuff that I can do too. But yeah, you're right. It does kind of help to think out loud. Look around, and to your surprise, you spot another owl. Seems like they are half asleep and haven't spotted you. And that, of course, is Orban. Orban, the sounds of the wizard you've been tracking. Stir you back awake. You find the maps you like first, then build the encounters using them as inspiration. Yes, sometimes I am just running Storm King's Thunder, so it is a pre-written book by Wizards of course, and I am actually going to use Morvold Press. I think that they have a lot of good maps. So for example, this is the map that comes in from Storm King's Thunder, the book, and it's not really that good. I mean, it's made for a book. It's not really made to be brought into Foundry. So instead, I found this this Patreon artist called Morvold Press, and I'm going to replace them with some of the maps that they have. So I think they're pretty good. So yeah, sometimes I will have, the module written, or I'm reading a pre-written one, and then I try to find better maps or just use them straight up. I have also in the past used like found a map and then made a one shot or an encounter from the map itself. It kind of depends on what you need, but yeah, both ways is good. Like I think that some of the random encounters, quote unquote random, because they're not really random, of course, you just kind of put them where you need them to be. I think that some of the random encounters, I am going to probably find a map and then make the encounter from it. Look at Mortal Mass. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, here's the one that I'm going to replace it with. So, much better. And there's going to be like, there's going to be some gargoyles that they're going to have to fight in here when the dragon shows up. So the big bad in this story, I kind of went over the kind of general outline of Storm King's Thunder last time, but the basics of Storm King's Thunder is you're coming out of the Tyranny of Dragons, where a group of adventurers has just sealed away Tiamat and dealt with all that happened. And the giants were like, the gods of giants were like to the giants, like, how could you let this happen? Like, how could you be complacent and like let the dragons rise up like this? And then the small folk like kind of fixed everything. So the giants smashed their ordning, which is like the hierarchy of the giants. And it goes like hill giants, stone giants, fire and ice giants, cloud giants, and storm giants. That's how it usually is. But they're like, how could you let this happen? How could you let the dragons kind of rise up like this? So they smashed the ordning, and now that everybody's like kind of on the same playing field, all of the giant lords that live in the north, in Faerun, are going to try to prove themselves to the gods so that they can be at the top of the food chain. And some of the giants are going to do that by eating a bunch of food to try to become the biggest giant. And that's like the hill giants thing. Some of the fire giants are going to try to construct this giant like war machine robot thing. And they're just going to like keep attacking the little folk. And like that's their thing. Some of them are gonna like search for like really powerful magic, and they're all trying to prove themselves. And like the whole Sword Coast and Faerun is like, what is happening? All these giants are attacking now. We need someone to like stop this. So like all the factions are looking for people to help against the giants. All of the lords in like Waterdeep and stuff like that are looking for people, And this story, I don't know why I went on that tangent, but yeah, this story is going to be that this cloud giant is starting to talk to these oracles, and he's like hearing voices, and he needs to find this group of adventurers destined to save the world against the giants and kind of return them back to their regular hierarchy. Knows Balabar, this deep gnome wizard, because Balabar was part of the adventuring group that I'm just going to say that this happens. Balabar was part of the adventuring group that helped deal with Tiamat. And he's like, nah, we're done, I can't do it, but I have these little creatures, these little woodland creatures. We're going to make them the adventurers, and they're going to save the world. And then they figure out that the storm giant King Hecatan, has been kidnapped. And they're going to have to save him. And the whole time, there's this blue dragon that is disguising themselves as a giant. And they have infiltrated the circle of the storm giants. And this blue dragon is whispering in the ear of the princess, who is like kind of standing in, since King Hecatan is has disappeared, and the queen has been killed. And so this blue giant is disguising themselves as a giant, or sorry, this blue dragon is disguising themselves as a giant, is whispering in the ear of the princess and trying to like mess with them and like, you know, create discourse between the giants and stuff like that, so that she can kind of keep the giants, because dragons and giants are enemies, of course. So whatever she can do to keep the giants hating each other and destroying each other and fighting each other all the time is good. But here at the tower, the dragon's going to show up because this is where the adventuring party meets the cloud giant, Zephyros. And she's going to show up and be like, yo, you're not supposed to be talking to these people. And she's going to just destroy this tower. So I need, they're not going to fight the dragon directly, but she is going to disable the tower and it's going to fall out of the sky. And they're going to have to fight gargoyles because that's like her minions. They're going to have to fight gargoyles the whole time. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the general outline of the story. But yeah, these maps aren't super great, but I mean, they're good in the book, but I need them for Foundry, so I'm going to replace them with this. Let's continue editing this. Also, I want this to like be up here. There we go. Nice. I wrote a lot. I did not realize how much I wrote. Hoping the sounds of the wizard that you've been tracking the past couple days throw you back awake, and you realize that an owl is staring at you. One tree over. I love this epic story. Are you familiar with the AI in his campaign? No, I am not. I am not. Who is the AI guy? Are they a person or are they AI? Never heard of him. The AI guy. Everything AI. Is this like a D&D thing where you can like tell the AI like make me a D&D story and then, oh man, you need to check out its best entertainment I've ever experienced? Oh. AI. Oh. Oh, this is different. Okay. No, never heard of them. Have to check them out. I typically try to brainstorm myself, but some of the characters have used AI to make their character art. Which is whatever, but this is what they came up with. Hopefully I will get an artist to recreate this someday. But that's the party that they came up with. The story is so epic, so complex, such deep topics, the character building, the world. Yeah, check it out. Is it all AI generated though? Is it just all AI stuff? Can't just be AI. Right. Yeah, I mean, D&D is about using your imagination. You really should. I mean, I'm not going to tell people what to do, but you should try to use as much of your imagination. That's the whole point, right? So like playing D&D, writing D&D stories, reading D&D stories, you know, try to use your imagination, come up with stuff, and explore your imagination. Sounds of woods you've been tracking the past couple days stir you back awake and you realize I was staring at right. Okay. I'm feeling a little distracted, so I think instead of writing, I'm going to write this later, and instead I'm going to do map stuff right now. And we can bring in Tower of Zephyros and update some of these maps as well. Okay. So this map in particular, actually, we need to update. And we have an importer. Sweet. We're going to try to make this multiple levels like we did last time. So yeah, let's see how this works out. Universal. Okay. Also, let's update this because I just saw it. Configure this. Writes a story, but the characters are known people. He uses their voices. For example, Joe Broken is the dungeon master. Starts to use more AI for pictures, fight scenes also. Nah, you're good. You're good. It's it's more just me distracting myself because I keep thinking about these maps. But AI, Joe Rogan as the, I don't know about that one. I don't know about Joe Rogan as my dungeon master. Not somebody that I would pick as my dungeon master. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's Tower of Zephyros. Okay. Sweet. No worries, no worries. Please do distract me. Okay, we do have Tower of Zephyros. Going to use this as the base floor. See if it imports correctly. This is also another nice thing with Morval Press. If you're using Foundry and you have the right Patreon, boom, nice. Imports correctly, nice. It has lights already built into it, amazing. Use controversial figures, but it's funny. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know. Do whatever you want at your own table, you know? I don't know if I would pick Joe Rogan, though, at my table. Maybe if he's got some joints, I would pick him. I don't know. That's probably it. Okay, so we're going to do levels again. This is the ground level, so we're going to make ground level, quote unquote ground level, that's in the sky. I think this is 3 levels. Is that a spiral staircase through the clouds? It sure is. So basically this, the story starts out, they're going to start out in the woods with my gnome. They're going to start as animals, little animal creatures that are chosen by destiny, and they're going to all be brought to this cabin in the woods where they meet this gnome. And the gnome is going to magically transform these little woodland creatures into bipedal, humanoid, animal, hybrid people. And then they're going to find no handrails. That's just enough for me. True. They're gonna find this group of dead elves, and that's where they're gonna get all their starting equipment. So there's gonna be like a barbarian, there's gonna be a fighter, a rogue, a wizard, whatever. They're gonna get all their starting equipment from these dead elves, and they're gonna kill these 2 goblins. Then, as they're told to go find Lady Nendar, they're going to have to make it to Nightstone. And they're going to make it to Nightstone and realize that Nightstone was attacked by a cloud giant castle. And that's where all these rocks are. And there's goblins looting the town because there's no people here. So the goblins are just going to come and just loot the town and can cause chaos. And then they will figure out and hear that Lady Nendar is dead. And there's only a few guards left. And the guards tell them everybody in our town ran away from the cloud giant idea. Yeah. World building and character creation all at once. Exactly. Because they were going to start as just regular, just like a regular party. But then one guy just out of nowhere was like, what if we were all just woodland creatures? And I was like, do whatever you want, but now I need to figure out why you are woodland creatures. Where you come from. So that's why it's going to be a session 0.5. So I'm going to try to help them build their characters and finish up their character sheets. Then I'm going to introduce their characters, let them get their starting equipment, do a little test encounter to make sure that they like the character that they built before they embark on a full campaign. And then, whatever. You can be a little more lenient too. If somebody wants to change characters, just let them. Your character dies and a new one steps in somehow. Or they leave or something, something like that. They're going to show up to Nightstone, reach to the castle, realize that Lady Nendar is dead. All the guards are going to tell them everybody in our town ran away when the cloud giants came to attack and dropped all these rocks on our town. They're in this cave nearby, hiding. Can you go save them? And it's called Nightstone because there was this huge chunk of obsidian that was sitting right in the center of town. And the cloud giants came, destroyed the town with a bunch of boulders, stole Nightstone, the big chunk of obsidian, because the cloud giants think that it's this big magical rock that they want. So that's why they attack this place. So everybody's told after they deal with the 7 snakes, which is just a little side encounter that happens, after they deal with these orcs that come to attack, which is another side encounter that happens, they're going to be told, go to the Dripping Caves, save our town. So you go to the Dripping Caves and you find out that all the townsfolk that came here to hide ran into a group of goblins that live in the caves and are now eating the commoners. So they're gonna have to go through here. They're gonna have to kill all the goblins or deal with them somehow. They could barter with the goblin boss here for 1 gold piece per commoner, and they'll set them free. They can barter with the goblin boss, give them a lock, because the goblin boss wants a lock to keep his loot safe, and he'll give the commoners away for free. Or if you side with this goblin here that wants to overthrow the current goblin boss, she will let you take the people away. Or, which is most likely going to happen, is they're going to show up and they're just going to try to kill all these goblins, and then they're going to set them free. Once they set all these commoners free, they're going to meet the owner of the tavern, which is this gnome guy. I forget what his name is. Yeah. What's his name? Well, they're going to meet this dwarf who owns the tavern in Nightstone. And he's going to tell the party, go to Tribor It's a timed encounter to raise the stakes. Oh, in here, yeah. The book actually does say that the goblins every 1 hour will literally take a commoner and kill them. So maybe I'll shorten the time a little bit on that one, and they like need to help these people before the goblins eat them all. So yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But yeah, basically after they save all the people, they return to Nightstone with all the people, and depending on what happens when they side, they're gonna meet this lady named Darkhope, who is actually a representative of the Zentarim faction, who is here, noticed that a bunch of goblins are attacking, and wants the Zentrim to take over the town and use it as like a home base for the Zentrim. So depending on what they do with her, if they side with her, they're gonna have to like negotiate with the people of Nightstone and the Zentrim to allow them or make them leave. But either way, they're gonna get a new quest to go to Tribor. I decided they're gonna go to Tribor. There's 3 options. I just decided that they are going to go to Tribor. But before they go to Tribor, which goes all the way back to your question about the spiral staircase at clouds thing. Sorry, that was a huge tangent. Before they leave Nightstone to go to Tribor, a giant spiral staircase of cloud stairs comes down from the sky, and that's going to be a moment where they're like, oh crap, the cloud giants are back and they're going to throw boulders at us again. But it's not the same cloud giant, it's a different cloud giant. He wants to know like what's going on here, and he also is being told by the voices, because he's a crazy guy and he's been being told by the voices that he needs to be like a shepherd in the destiny and stuff like that, and fate, that he needs to come here and pick these adventurers up. Which, you know, you don't tell the adventurers that, but spiral staircase comes down from the sky, and you really have to like beckon the party go up these stairs. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Maybe like put some food on each stair or something. I don't know. It should be pretty obvious. Like, my players are pretty good about that. Like, if you put a very obvious hook in front of them, they will take it. Like, if a giant cloud castle appears in the sky and a giant cloud escalator comes down to you, you should probably go up there. And the reason, you know, they should have the reason like, okay, are you the cloud giant that just attacked this town? I'm going to go confront you about it. You know, that's probably a good enough reason for them to on the stairs. Sounds like a trap. Yeah, a little bit. It does a little bit. But remember, they're little woodland creatures. So maybe they should love the little snacks, you know? Maybe we should make a wisdom save, and you can't help yourself. You got to get these snacks. I don't know. Maybe snacks is not a good idea. But I honestly think I won't need that much of a push. They'll just go up the stairs. Giant wizard could have a giant animal familiar to chat with them. Yeah. What animal would you choose? This guy does have griffins on his roof, actually. There's a couple griffin nests. Maybe I could send one of them down. Yeah, there's a griffin nest on the roof. The go-to person could be a giant rat or something. True. Maybe turn this giant into a giant rat. Maybe. But yeah, the roof does have griffin nests on it that are there, and they can tame them and maybe use them. I was planning on having them fly away when the dragon shows up. Yeah. But anyway, it's very easy for me to go on these tangents. I get very distracted, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. So don't worry. But yeah, that's my super long tangent of this story. But yeah, Cloud Giant shows up. This guy I'm gonna make into like he's a Cloud Giant. He's supposed to tell them like the story, like bits of the story. I'm not gonna go like too far into like the ordning and like what's actually gonna happen. Oh yeah, here we go. Morak. His name's Morak, the owner of the inn. Oh yeah, he said that Darth Rag was eaten by giant rats, by the goblins. He's the owner of the Lion Shield Coster, trading post in Nightstone. His ex-wife runs a similar trading post in Tribor. Morak asks the characters to travel to Tribor and deliver the sad news of Darth Ag's passing. So that's the whole reason why they're going to Tribor. Then they meet this guy. So this is the Cloud Giant that they're gonna meet. And I'm gonna make him. He's like really crazy because he's casting these like really powerful scrying spells that he's like talking to oracles and he's like hearing voices. And I'm gonna make him into a pothead, a stoner. And you ever watched like that '70s show? I don't know if you ever like seen. I think it's Cheech, honestly, the same guy. I'm gonna make him like really cloud-headed. He's a Cloud Giant, so he's gonna be very cloud-headed. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" You know? Oh, I know Balabar. Yeah, he was my good buddy back in the day. You know? How do you know Balabar? And Balabar's the one that made them into humanoids. Oh yeah, I know Balabar. Oh wait, I know what your names are. The voices told me what your names are. He's gonna know each of the characters' names. Yeah, he's been using Contact Other Plane to find a way to set things right with the giants. Failed casting the spells have driven him insane on multiple occasions. He has recovered from the insanity, yet has accentuated his eccentricity. His magical investigations led him to Nightstone. He had nothing to do with the Cloud Giant attack of the settlement and is horrified to learn of the damage his fellow giants have caused. So, yeah, he's there. He's there to, like, try to tell them the story, try to give them a reason to be in this story. He's going to tell them that he knows Balabar. And then he's going to fly this big castle to Tribor for them. And during the whole, it's going to take 11 and a half days to get to Tribor, flying in this giant castle. There's some treasure and stuff if they want to explore. They probably will. Hopefully they don't steal from Zephyros. But if they do, because let's be honest, they probably will try to steal from him. He's too cloud-headed to really know what's going on. He probably will find them try to steal from him. Sounds like a funny dude. Yeah. Yeah, he's basically the old stoner guy from that '70s show. That's what I'm imagining him being. I don't know why, I kind of want him to be. At the highest level of the tower, some open archways, has 4 griffins. So yeah, maybe I send a griffin down, and the griffin is going to be like, the griffin when it comes down to try to beckon them up the cloud steps is going to be very serious, very proper, because they're animals and I'm giving them, I know that I sound really crazy talking about this stuff, but they're going to be animals that turn into these humanoids. I'm giving them the ability to speak with animals, with other animals, because I think that's fair. So I'm going to give them the ability to speak to these griffins, as long as they're beasts and they're like animals. Like, I'm not going to let them speak to like other monsters and stuff, but just like animals, griffins, horses, stuff like that. There's no rangers, so I don't really think I'm stepping on anybody's toes there. 4 griffins have made nests up on the roof. Treats them like cats. Oh, okay, that's why they're there. Zephyros has some cats, but they're griffins. At any given time, griffins are present. Yeah. There's 2 encounters that happen on the way to Tribor. Day 3 sounds fair. It makes sense. That's what I'm saying. On the third day of your journey, you spot 9 very thin and lightly armored humans riding giant vultures. They land atop the cloud, whereupon the humans dismount. All the riders wear steel helms that cover their eyes, resemble stylized bird heads. One of them is equipped with a shoulder bag, adorned with a smiling face. That's a free bag of holding. It's got an invisible stalker inside of it. Why are they there? Cult fanatics. I forget why they're there. They're there to talk to Zephyros. Oh, they're part of the evil elemental cult called the Howling Hatred. Hoping to find a powerful cloud giant ally whose goals coincide with that of Yansi Bin, the Prince of Evil Air. So they're just here to try to find an ally of a cloud giant. But Zephyros ain't really like that. I don't think he's like that. I don't think he wants anything to do with these cultists. I'm gonna be honest. So either they're gonna show up and try to talk to Zephyros. They don't want to talk to the party. There's going to be a fight. There's probably going to be a fight. I'm going to give them a reason to just be in a fight with them. Maybe they just get rude and Zephyros asks them to leave and then they don't. And then they unleash the invisible stalker and then they just got to fight him. Or they don't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kind of depends on how the party reacts, to be completely honest. But the other encounter that's going to happen is this encounter that's in the book that is like some representatives of the Lord's Alliance show up with a silver dragon and they're shield dwarves. Yeah, the shield dwarves, they're representatives of the Lord's Alliance. They have a silver dragon with them. Instead, I'm not going to do this at all. I'm going to have the blue dragon that is the big bad of the whole story, Imrith. How the blue dragon show up. And this is kind of following there's a YouTuber named Cone of Cool, and they have a guide on how to run Storm King's Thunder. I thought this was a pretty good idea. I like a lot of their ideas. But Imrith's gonna show up and be like, why are you talking to these adventurers? Why are you talking about because she knows, she's been watching, you know. She watches everything. She knows everything that's happening. She's got all kinds of ears everywhere. And she's like, why are you talking to these adventurers? But big blue dragon's going to show up. Ancient dragon's going to, you know, smash against the side of the castle, climb up to the top, use stone shape on the top of the castle, cloud castle, open up the roof. And then she's going to lightning breath down onto the orb that controls the tower that makes it float and go places. And it says that when you disable the orb, the castle just like floats in one place, but instead I'm gonna have the castle fall out of the sky because why not? And when she shows up, the blue dragon smashes against the side of the building. She's going to create a bunch of stone gargoyles. They're going to go in. The party's going to have to fight the gargoyles while the tower is falling. Then it's going to crash. They're going to take a bunch of damage, not die. Maybe some of them go unconscious. I don't know. But the tower's going to crash, and Zephyros is going to be pretty sad about that, about his tower crashing, and he's going to be at a loss. Because this tower is very powerful, and having a cloud giant wizard with access to like talking to oracles and stuff is a little bit much to have a level 3 party accessing. So I was like, you know, whatever. He's going to crash his tower. Then he kind of had to pick up his life. He's going to tell the party, go on, go to Tribor, finish what you're doing. I'll catch up with you later, you know. But I helped you because Balbar's my friend and I owe him one, kind of thing, you know. If you need me, you know, I'll see you again in the future. And yeah, that's going to be Zephyros. So we need to make the other floors. That was my super long tangent about the Tower of Zephyros. Anyway, what I really wanted to do is find out how tall this tower is. And, you know, before each session, you should reread the chapter, familiarize yourself, prepare any random encounters, stuff like that. Okay. This is 100 feet. 0 to 100. Oh, sorry. This needs to be 99. And it's going to be 100 to... This is 80 foot. 180. And then the third floor is just to infinity. So I'll just make it 300. Not really that important. It just has to, has to match. Okay, so we're gonna do multi-level stuff, which is something I learned how to do. We have to do a little bit of redrawing on the maps. No windows, okay. Make sure these wall heights are good. Top 99, bottom 0. Looks like there's some that we're hiding. 99 to 0. This is the door. Okay. Okay, now we go to tiles. Go to level 2. Tile browser. Adventurers. Tower of Zephyros. Takes forever to load. Let's pick this one. Let's try that again. It's a little too big. I think last time we did 250. Okay, it said 175. I had to figure out the right size. Try 350. I haven't figured out like the exact way to make this match. That looks good. The song is getting a little goofy, so we're gonna change that. I think that looks pretty good. Looks like it matches. Yep. It matches, right? Yes, it does. Okay, now we need to draw some walls. Make sure that we're on level 2. Draw up some walls. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be representative. And since we're doing this with the levels, like your playlist, thank you. It's just random DMCA hip hop beats. DMCA free hip hop beats. I don't know, I just searched some stuff so I don't get copyright. I wish I could, you know, play some other stuff, but gotta do what you gotta do. Get all the walls in here. I don't know if anybody else uses Foundry. Anybody else use Foundry for their games or play in person more? Okay, windows. Some windows up in here. And they should all be the right height. But we'll check. We'll double check. And then there's just a hole in the ground here that Zephyros uses to just float. He doesn't have any stairs. He just flies between the floors. So if they want to come up here, they're going to have to figure out a way to fly between the floors. Let's make sure this is working. It is. Okay. Roll20 in Discord, but I haven't done a campaign in a while. Just pick up games with my friends and everyone has the time. Yeah, that's right. I used Roll20 for a very, very long time. It's good. I used to run public games on the Roll20 forums, actually. I ran Ghost of Saltmarsh on there. Let's put some lights up here, because why not? Let's put up a nice blue light coming from this orb. Energy field? Yeah. Should we make the light color a little blue? Sweet. What were you running your own campaign or something that you made up, or were you running a module, or? But yeah, I usually do a lot of online games. I did join one group in person for a while, where we would teach people how to play D&D in bars and stuff. That was pretty fun. But I was doing a lot of games. Like every weekend I would run a game. And I was writing all my own modules for that, and I think I overdid it a little bit. I got kind of burnt out because I was doing a lot of D&D. That was a lot. After a while, you start, I gotta write a new module this week, and I was like, I'm just gonna take a little chill pill for a little bit, and I just picked up one game for now, and this is this game that I'm prepping right now. So, figure I'll just kind of chill a little bit. Okay. This should be constrained by elevation. I wonder what's going on here. Let's see. Lighting. Should be disabled. Maybe that works. Yes. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, basically what this does is you can have multiple levels in the same map. You don't have to, switch to a new scene. I thought it was pretty slick, so figured I'd try to learn how to use it. Does seem like there's some lights, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, we can put some lights up here. Maybe just some low lights. There we go. Some candles that he's got up here. Boom. Boom. And honestly, who knows if they'll even come up here. But gotta have it ready just in case they do. Okay, we got the griffin nest. Got some griffins up in here. We don't have griffins? Monster? Griffin? Sweet. I'm just gonna have all of them up here anyway. I know it says that some of them are hunting sometimes, but I'm just gonna have all of them up here anyway. And we will put Zephyros down here as well. We don't have Zephyros as a... Interesting. Gonna have to make a token for him. Cloud Giant? Oh, okay. Let's put that in there. Let's put that. Let's make a duplicate. Put that in there. Call this Zephyros. Let's go back to the journal. Get this picture. We have to go to D&D Beyond for this. I mean, look at that guy. How could you not be friends with that guy? You know what I mean? That's that dude right there. I would love to be friends with a Cloud Giant. As long as he doesn't like throw boulders at my town and stuff. Save. Okay. Get Zephyros. Sweet. Put him in here. Oh, we need a white background. Start over. There we go. Seems like a chill dude. I bet he got a lot of stories to tell. True. I'm gonna have to like think of some I have to think of some buddy stories that he's got with Balabar and how he knows the wizard that the party knows. Get some good buddy stories. There we go. There we go. Boom. Put him in his chair. Good to go. Do a little test. Oh God, what is that? Oh no. What happened? In my mind, he's a bit awkward in a funny kind of way. That's right. Just like me. Except I'm not funny. Not just kidding. What is going on here? That's weird. Let me try this. There we go. Okay, sweet. Open the door. See Zephyros. There we go. If we want to go up to the second floor, we're not going to add the automatic stairs because they're going to have to figure out a way to fly up here. But they go up to the second floor. Boom. See what happens when they go up to the third floor. Boom. They can go all the way back down. Keeps telling me that is coinciding with the wall, which is true. One floor ceiling, but it thinks that there's... Oh, I need to put a hole here. That's why. A region? I think I unclick that. Make hole. There we go. I think that fixes it. Well, oh well. It still works, so. Little rat chef. Yeah. So at least one of them has enlarge. I'm probably gonna drop in a few other enlarge potions just like randomly, because they're literally just little owls. They're just little guys. A little raccoon. I can't believe this. I still can't believe that this is what they chose to fight giants. This is the party that they chose to fight literal giants. A rat, a raccoon, a badger, an owl, another owl, and a mouse. But that's what they wanted to do. You gotta let them do what they want to do. So I used some homebrew races. I used some races, or sorry, species from Humblewood, and they're probably gonna want to play Humblewood, the story that's in there. So maybe I'll run that as like a parallel. Do like some parallel one shots or something like that. Maybe mix them in there somehow. I don't know. I should probably just mix them in, to be honest. I do want to add the roof on here. Add a third token as a roof. So let's do that. But yeah, this multi-level thing is pretty sweet. I'll have to find the YouTube video that taught me how to do this, because I keep talking about it. I want to make sure I share it. Because the way that the person explained it was very easy, and see if I can find it. But yeah, Roll20. Roll20 is cool. I used it for a while. I had like the Roll20 subscription. I don't know, like saying anything bad about Roll20 or like whatever, but I had Roll20 subscription and I was like running like a lot of games in Roll20. I had like a bunch of games set up and oh, here we go. I had a bunch of games set up. I had a bunch of like art and like tokens and stuff saved in Roll20, and then I paused my subscription for like a little bit and it went back to like the basic Roll20 thing, and then like I went into one game and I like lost all my art and I like lost all this work. I had like lost like almost like 3 years of like Roll20 maps, and like all the maps got wiped, all the tokens got wiped, and that one hurt a lot. That really stunk to lose like all that work. And I like tried to contact them like, hey, can you roll back and like get any of the stuff back? And they were like, nope, but here is a free month to the subscription. And I was like, all right, I need to find another. Like I said, I'm not saying anything, but it's a good map. They have a lot of pre-made modules, which is great. It is a good virtual desktop, but I was like, all right, it's time for me to learn. I'm going to use this as an excuse to learn Foundry, because Foundry is really good. But anyway, here's the multi-level thing by Bailey Wiki. So Foundry module tutorial, building in 3 dimensions with better roofs. This video goes into a lot more detail about what I'm doing here and is very, very, very good. Yeah, and it's like, it is losing so much work really hurts. It is my fault because I should have been backing up all of that stuff that I was doing like into a hard drive or like into a cloud service, like all that art, and like I don't know what the answer is. Maybe I messed something up too. Like maybe I picked the wrong option somewhere and it loaded it, or I don't know. I have no idea. But I was pretty it hurt. It definitely hurt to lose all that work. So Foundry's just a one-time purchase. Yeah, you just buy it. It was $50 for me. And all your players, yeah, but you don't think like that. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm like, it was definitely a learning experience. Like, learn to back up your work. Learn to. I really need to learn to back up my work, which I do try to do now, even with Foundry, because who knows? You know, maybe my computer gets fried and I lose all my Foundry stuff. So I have an external hard drive now that I back up all my Foundry stuff on. And I also have Google Drive that I save all of my like homebrew documents and stuff like that, and try to save that stuff there. So I was like, I'm never using Roll20. Like, I don't know. I should have saved my stuff a little bit better, but I didn't. So I learned to pay the price. Is what it is. It was a learning experience. Okay, so this should now work. Maybe it's too tall. But I'll show you in Nightstone especially, this like 3-dimensional map thing. It's pretty sweet because you can see the roofs. Oh, also there's some goblins ringing a bell in here, so you can see the roofs. But like as the characters approach, they can hover their mouse over, and it will hide the roof, and they can look inside the building, look into the windows. Who's ringing this bell? They don't see anybody in there. Hover over the roof again, hides it. They can walk into the building, it automatically hides it. Go into here. This one's a little weird because you gotta like go into it. Yeah, and then also this staircase right here. As soon as you move onto the staircase, it automatically puts you up onto the second floor, and then they'll see, oh, there's some goblins right here. So they go back down the ladder. So, and then over here is the tavern. Go into the tavern. Oh, there's a dead goblin right here. What's this goblin doing? Oh, there's somebody up on the second floor that is unconscious. Oh, let me go over here. Oh, there's a goblin, you know. And then there's also an automatic space right here on the stairs. As they go up the stairs, it puts them up automatically on the second floor. How's it work in the session? Do you move the characters? They will move the characters, so they'll control it. And then I also have a way, if they're going like a little too far than what I'm reading them or what I'm telling them, you can just pause it, spacebar in Foundry, and then they can't move, and then I'll let them go again, and they can keep moving. Oh, this person that I saw up in that room is in this bed here. What's this person doing here? And then I'll tell them all about, you know. Then they see the flying snake, and they learn stuff. There's also, oh no, there's not a third floor on this one. But yeah, they go back down the stairs. It puts them automatically back down on the ground floor. But yeah, I thought it was really, really neat. Yeah, there is also, there's also a setting to like kind of turn things down a little bit. Like if somebody doesn't have a supercomputer, you know, maybe their computer is not so great, maybe their internet connection's not so great, you can kind of turn down some of like the you see how the shadows kind of move and update, like that kind of stuff is a little bit performance heavy, so you do kind of have to have a decent computer to do some of this stuff. But you can turn it down for them if they're saying that they're lagging or something like that. So, but yeah, it was pretty slick. I thought it was pretty slick. Automatic stairs and the roofs, like you can see only the roof, because without this, it's just like a black. You just see like the black outline of the roof, and it's kind of, it works. I mean, it makes sense, but like this just looks way nicer to me. So. But yeah, I have a little bit too much free time on my hands, so also they pay me to run them D&D as a virtual session, not real life session. Yeah, it's virtual. Yeah, yep. They live in a different state than me, and they hit me up to run them games, and they pay me, you know. So I try to make it really nice for them because they don't have to do that, and you know, try to make it snazzy. Try to run them a good game. Try to make it look nice. Try to make sure I'm always prepped, you know. So they're nice enough to reach out to me for that kind of stuff. So, yeah. That's also why I'm trying to force myself to prep a little more so that I'm more prepared. I have more stuff for them to do. I don't have to say, oh, I have to prep the next session, you know. You can just go where you want to go. Go wherever you want to go. So at some point, I am going to have to also prep a bunch of random encounters and just put them in a folder somewhere. So as they're traveling, I can just kind of throw stuff at them. How do they know about you? They were friends of my sibling. Yeah. And they knew that I was already doing this because you just kind of meet people like friends of friends, friends of family, and they heard that I was running D&D and they're like, we really need a dungeon master. Like nobody will be a DM. They're adults. They have children and wives and partners and like jobs and stuff, and sometimes people don't have time to DM or put as much into it as some DMs do, and they're like, yo, I will literally pay you to DM. So I'm not gonna say no to that. I love D&D. I got, you know, some time to spare to prep. So yeah, they reached out and I set them up. I ran them through Ghost of Saltmarsh, and that took us 3 years actually, because I added a bunch of modules, and there was some time in between where we took breaks while they were having kids and doing life stuff. We took some breaks, and yeah, responsibilities. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, some of them don't always have time, so they reached out to me, and it's honestly, but like at the same time, like they're also the best group that I've ever had. So I don't mind running them anything. I will literally look for any excuse that I can to get them D&D games. So but yeah, I took a break from DMing for a while because, like I said, I was doing public DMing, and I was doing it like every weekend. I was writing all these stories, and every single weekend I would run a game, and I was like, I need to take a break. I took a break, and now I just picked up this one game. Win-win situations, the best, especially if you get paid to. That's right. And like and to them too, like it's like, you know, you pay for like a WoW subscription, you know, like $15 a month. We only meet like once a month, twice a month, maybe if we're lucky. Like you pay like $15 for a WoW subscription, like they don't mind, you know. It's like it's going out to them. It's like, it's, I don't know, whatever. Now I don't even charge them either. I just say, just tip me. If you like, because we played Ghost of Saltmarsh for so long, and I had a rate that I told them for each session, and then at the end of the game I was like, guys, you don't have to do this anymore. I just enjoy DMing for you. If you really want to pay me, just tip me, and you can decide how. And then they always like overdo it, and I'm like, you guys are just amazing. Just the best players, best people to be around. Like D&D is really, really dependent on who you play with. So find good people that you like, and stick to them, you know. I'm rambling. Zephyros encounters. So we need tokens for the first encounter, which is cult fanatics, cultists. Got 9. Two cult fanatics and 7 cultists. We don't have them. Oh no. Okay, we'll check in here. Cultist, cult fanatic. There we go. Do we have tokens? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Nice. Oh, also, all of this stuff that I have is from another Patreon, actually. They're called Mr. Primate, something like that. They have a great importer for Foundry. Yeah, Mr. Primate. Mr. Primate. They have a D&D Beyond Adventure importer, so you can import the books that you own into your Foundry session. You can import characters from D&D Beyond, rules, items, spells, monsters. Seemed like a really nice guy and a really good DM. It's just fair to get something for, especially if you just spend so much time preparing and stuff. Exactly, yeah. Thank you. That was also a very nice thing to say. Thank you so much. That's exactly the mindset. Like if my players are nice enough to do that for me, like I want to make sure I give them the best game that I can run them, you know? So You know, everybody has fun. That's all that matters. We got our cultists. We got our cultist fanatics. We need some giant vultures. Let's see if we have them in here. Nope. Let's check the thing. Giant vulture? Maybe? Sweet, we do. Bring the front. But yeah, I do, you know, there's pros and cons to both running online and running games in person. You know, you really can't beat running a game in person. There's only so much that you can do in a virtual tabletop. But also, sometimes it's nice to run combat in a virtual tabletop because you can move your tokens and you can have cool looking maps and stuff. And I used to run Minds of Phandelver because, of course, you have to run that module. And I would run it, and I would have Roll20 on a TV in the living room as just like a helping kind of thing, because they're always like, "Oh, where's my character? Where are we? They're 100 feet away from me, or what?" And then you got to break out the marker boards. Then I started getting these physical maps. I went to a couple conventions and I bought a bunch of physical maps. They're like 11 by 17. They were pretty nice. I bought a bunch of those. I was using those for a while. But like the miniatures, you could spend so much money on miniatures. Then you gotta paint them, which is fun, you know, if you like doing that. You got the time for it. If you're good at it, I am not good at painting miniatures. So I started making these like paper ones, and that worked out pretty well, honestly. But yeah, let's hide these. Now that we got them on the mat, good to go. So I wouldn't say that I like one more than the other. I think I do like running in-person games more, of course. Get to see your friends, hang out with them. But I don't know. There's pros and cons to both, of course. Okay, and now we need an ancient blue dragon. Do we have Imrith? No. We don't have a blue dragon in here either. Jeez. Ancient blue dragon. Boom. What's the other one look like? Dang. Which one do we think looks cooler? This one's got like lightning and stuff on it. I kind of feel like this one looks cooler. We're gonna run with that one. This is just to have it on the mat, just so it's ready. We need some gargoyles. Got gargoyles. Nice. Okay, what do they look like? They look pretty cool. I don't know how many they're going to be able to fight at that. I think we're just going to have to play it by ear. Just put a couple out there for now. That's good to me. That's good. Boom. Sephiroth's crash site. Okay. I I don't know that we really need a map for this, but we do need a picture of it to show them what it looks like when it happens. I think there might actually be something in this. There's a Reddit post for the Ultimate Storm King Thunder Battle Maps collection. That's actually where I originally found Morvold Press, and it has literally every chapter and every encounter that you're gonna run into. Okay, that looks pretty cool. What this one? Heh. Meh. I mean, I guess so. Maybe we could have something attack them when they crash land. I don't want to go too crazy, but I mean, might as well. So yeah, we will show them this when the crash is happening. And we will show them this. That would be our crash site. I have to figure out how to make animated map. Can we do that? Probably has to be a GIF or something. Anyway, let's make them new scene. Sephiroth crashing. Let's move these. Wait, where did I put that? Yeah, hopefully, hope you're all having a good weekend. Nice chill weekend. Try to avoid the flu like I got. I don't know what happened to me. I just got sick out of nowhere. Saved it in the wrong folder. Whoops. Okay, can we import a MP4 as a background? Maybe? Is it gonna work? Oh my gosh, it works. Wow. Okay, sweet. Yeah, chill weekend. Also, I'm currently working. Oh, well, hopefully work is going by quick. You'll be back home in no time. But yeah, if anybody's got a prep, grab a coffee, prep up your session, get some work done. Hope you get better soon. Thank you. I like thought I was getting better, and then it got worse yesterday. I think today I'm getting a little better. So, but I just sound funny. Okay, there we go. That's all we really need for that one. Global illumination. We'll just put them. Oh, we gotta put these in the folder. Oh, I broke it. There we go. I think we should make a new folder for PCs. Put them in there. I wonder if you can just... No, you can't do that. Okay. That's fair. Okay, so they'll be falling through the sky, screaming, and Zephyros will also be screaming. Oh my god, man. My tower, man. Move this down here. Sweet. New scene. 1.5. Crash site. Crash site. 1.5. Crash site. Okay. Did they get fall damage? Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if I should attack them right when they land, and maybe they'll be like low health too. I think they should take some fall damage. Yeah, I don't want to kill them though. So maybe, I don't know how that's gonna work out. Maybe Zephyros will cast Featherfall, or maybe he'll create a cloud of smoke or something that they can land safely on, but they'll take some damage from the rubble and stuff that falls on them. And then they're gonna have to fight. I don't know what they're gonna have to fight out here. Let's check the scale. That's pretty close. Oh wait, no, this doesn't even have a scale. But it looks pretty good, honestly. I think it's good. Boom. Done. Okay, and Zephyros will be able to protect them, but he's going to be dazed and confused. So he won't be able to cast anything too crazy. They'll have to protect themselves. Yeah. I don't know what's going to attack them. Probably just some orcs or something. Let's see. There's actually a table. Let's use the table. Running the adventure. See if there's any tables in here. Deadly encounters. Yes. I know that there's some encounter tables in here. I know for sure. Somewhere. Might be better to look in D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond! Library. Or Storm King's Thunder. Oh, here we go. It's in chapter 3. That's right. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Random encounter. Wilderness. Orcs. Let's do a wilderness one. They are going to land in the hills. The grassland, hills, yeah. Okay, let's roll. 100. 32. Craig cats. A group of 1d4 plus 1 adult Craig cats hides and attempts to surprise the party. Due to their natural camouflage, the cats have advantage on their stealth checks. Ooh. Craig cats. Pounce. Spell turning. Cat has advantage on saving throws against any spells. Cat saving throw succeeds and the spell is 7th or lower. The spell has no effect on the cat. Non-detection. Cat moves 20 feet straight towards the creature, and it hits with a claw attack on the same turn. Target must succeed a DC strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Target's prone. Okay. Let's do 1d4 plus 1. 2 cats. Ugh. That's not a lot. But they will also be hurt. Should we add another one? Craig cat? I don't have a Craig cat in here. Okay, let's check in here. Boom. Let's just put 2 for now. I imagine that any animals in this area would have been scared away from the crash site, but maybe as they're like running away, maybe that's why the cats are kind of agitated and freaked out. So when they go up to this path, the cats will attack them. 34 health should be fine, and they will just have been dealing with some gargoyles, and they won't get a short rest. It's fine. It'll be nothing for them. I do think I should add another one. Add a third one. Boom. Okay. Sweet. Okay, we need to add a hex map of the north. I have never done a hex map in my games. I've never done hex crawl, to be completely honest, because it's always just like, okay, you keep watch for one night everybody roll perception, and you take turns, and you wake up. Either an encounter happens or nothing happens. But I do want to try to introduce like some hex crawling and try to learn how to make travel a little bit more interesting than I usually do. But for now, we will just do the map. Hexes make travel. Use this one to find distance. Set what is a hex map? A hex map is like an overworld map, and they like can roll to move, or I forget what it is, but you like move a certain amount of hexes, and like, you know, you have like a gridded square map, overworld map with hexagon. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It's just like a little bit of an easier way to like scale their travel. Yeah. Like I said, I haven't used it much, so I do want to try to use it for this game, because there's a whole chapter where they could literally explore the entirety of the North. And I actually like asked them, like, do you want a sandbox adventure, or do you want a more like guided adventure? Because, you know, like I said, they have life going on, and they said they wanted a little more of a guided adventure, so I'm going to give them the illusion of a sandbox adventure and prep the direction that they're going, and prep the random encounters that happen just like before the session happens. So okay, new scene, the North. Hex. The King of the North. Okay, we'll save it in here. Starting. Boom. Hopefully this just magically works. Hopefully this just magically works the first try. Please work. It's probably not going to work. No, it did not. Okay. Configure. Grid. Hexagonal. Oh, what's that? Here we go. Okay, we're getting close. Getting there. We have hexagons. Okay, now we need to make it scaled correctly. Okay. Oh gosh. There we go. Oh. Really enjoyed listening to the prep and discussion. I have to bounce now. I'll subscribe. Sweet. Yeah. Whatever you gotta do. Have a good day at work. Was that you that were working? Oh no, but yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. I'll do this probably every weekend or whenever I'm prepping. But yeah, nice chatting with you. Okay, we're close, we're close. All right, adios. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a chill weekend. Get some DM prep done. Can I move this? Oh, use the arrow keys. Wait, hold up. There we go. Okay, okay. This might be a little rough to get right. So yeah, does anybody know how hex travel works? So I have never really used it. Dang, this might be a little rough to try to scale. Well, we could get it close and then let the... I think that might be as close as we can get. And then we just turn off the visibility of this grid, and then this should still have it. Yep. There we go. Okay, so moment of truth. Did this actually scale correctly? 100 feet, 50 feet. Now we have to change. Can we change the unit from feet to miles? I have a different idea. Dang, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I want them to be able to measure how far they're actually going. Learning. We're learning. Google something. Go to the scene configuration grid tab. Edit grid units. There should be grid units here. I'm not sure. I think I might have to look this one up another time. Actually, right now, let's see. We've been streaming for 3 hours. I'm going to take a little break here Everybody wanted to take a little break, grab something to drink, stretch your legs, go for a bio break, whatever you got to do. I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, so be right back.
Tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to X Reaper Studios. We'll catch you next time. On the line with a 5-1 time for your mind. Subscribe.
Okay, all right. A quick break. While I was on my break, I was hyping myself up to not avoid this. I want to learn. Oh, here we go. It's literally right here. Miles. You just changed that unit. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. The other thing I wanted to do. Let's see. I don't want to avoid. I want to avoid. Okay, we need to make this a little bit bigger. I don't want to avoid the multi-token thing either. So it might be a little bit of fumbling around. So I do apologize, but I don't want to avoid it. I want to figure it out. I want to make it legit. Look at that. It's scaled correctly now. We have miles as units. Now we can say it's 80 miles from Amphill to Waterdeep. It's 45 miles from Waterdeep to Nightstone. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. And what do the tokens look like if they are brought into this? Okay. I'll have to make them a party token. Party specific. Oh. Do not restrict vision. There we go. I mean, the grid is kind of, it's close enough. It's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going a little above and beyond anyway. It's fine. And honestly, we can also turn this off and just have them move freely, but the scale will still work. 45 miles, boom. Still works. Sweet. Now they'll never know. They'll never know. Okay, that's done. We did it. We did a thing. We did a thing. Okay, we're gonna go back up. We said we're not gonna avoid stuff, but we're gonna avoid this. We're gonna go back up to token HUD wildcard. Okay, we're gonna figure out how this works. Let's go here. How can we give you multiple tokens? What? Nice. Yeah. How can we give you a different option for your token? Token wildcard. Disable to display wildcard option as a list of their file names in the HUD. Default enabled. Okay, we're gonna have to look this up. Token HUD wildcard. Oh? Oh, wait. Hold prototype token? Okay, wildcard images. That's the first thing that we've seen there. Let's see. Put your images in a folder. Then make the path point to the entire contents of the folder. We need to make a folder for each token. Okay. I think we're going to use token stamp this time. Okay. Find a little picture of a rat. Copy? No. We just do that. I think I'm cooking. Sorry, I'm just doing it on... Okay. Preparing it over here. Okay, we need a raccoon. Okay. We need an owl. We need 2 owls, and they need to look a little different. I'm almost done. I know I'm doing it on another screen. I'm sorry, just 1 second. We need a mouse. And we need a badger. Okay. Almost done, almost. Okay. We have the rat. We have raccoon. Yeah, wait, we should name them the actual players' names. Bubba. Marbles. Falafel. Orban. Tamir. And Felix. Okay. Guess I'll put it here, I guess. I'll put a tokenizer. PC images. Sweet. Now I need to make folders for each of them. Marbles. One, two, three, four, five, six. Tamir. Bubba. Falafel. Corbin. And who's missing? Felix. Okay, Bubba. Falafel. Felix. Marbles. Corbin. Tamir. Okay, then we're going to make copies of these because we don't want to mess it up. Boom. Falafel. Felix. Marbles. Corbin. Tamir. Hopefully this works. I don't know. Close. Let's also remove them from this page just in case. Prototype token. What did the directions say over here? Put your images in a folder and make the path point to the entire document to that folder by using an asterisk instead of a specific file name. Okay. This is for Bubba. Use an asterisk instead. Wait. Okay. Bubba. Does that work? Let's find out. No. Disable to display wildcard options as a list of their file names in the HUD. We will figure this out. We will figure this out. Right click to what? I don't know if I'm smart enough for this. Oh no. Okay. We will figure it out. We will figure it out. Okay. Okay, when we do this, it will work. Okay, that works. Let's read the directions. Prototype token. Change this to the star, then click that. Maybe? Maybe? Oh, let's go. Yes. Let's go. I'm so smart. I am so smart. Look at, oh my gosh, I'm so smart. It only took me 30 minutes to try to It works. Oh my gosh, it works. Let's go. Okay, I'm a crazy person. Okay, we're good. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay. We figured it out. We figured it out. Easy, easy. Oh man. I just have to like read. Who wants to read? Ugh. Okay, can we replicate it? Can we not mess it up? Okay, now we just need to change this to a star. Reading. That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, it works. Is it always the same? It randomized. Okay, I need to change that setting. I think I actually understand how it works now. Turn this off. Turn this off. No, I don't understand how it works. Okay, we're learning. I'm just gonna turn that on, and we'll fix it later. It works, so don't mess with it. If it works, just leave it alone. They'll just have to. It's fine. That is fine. I'm fine with that. It works. Okay. There we go. Never change a running system. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Wait. I do want it. Well, it's fine. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Leave it alone. This is for marbles. Boom. Look at the marbles. So goofy. I cannot take this seriously. I can't believe they're doing this to me. Little raccoon wizard, come on. Oh, did I mess that one up? Yes, I did. Boom. Update. Close. Yeah. Okay. Tamir. Boom. Change this to a star. Animals are really funny. That's what I'm saying. I cannot. Look at him. Look at this little guy. You're telling me that this guy's gonna save the world? This little guy right here? This little guy's gonna fight a giant? This guy's gonna learn high magic? This guy's gonna be a barbarian? Oh my gosh. I can't. I honestly cannot. Ah. Well, it works. They can switch. They can transform. Everything is fine. We'll just copy the tokens, set them up the way that they are. Okay. Seem very confident in their skill. Choose that. That's what I'm saying. because Ghost of Saltmarsh, I gave them way too many magic items, and the monk, like I said before, the last video, the monk had a magic carpet, the rogue had flying boots, and the cleric had a crystal hammer, and he was like smiting people, and it was insane. So I gotta be a little more gotta give him a little more challenge. So maybe this will play into it. Being little animals, it won't be so easy. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna lie. I think that might be it for me. I figured out the tokens. We set up a whole bunch of other stuff. I am kind of sleepy. I think I'm gonna get some rest. Try to get some tea in me and maybe get some soup. So I am still feeling that whatever I got. But I think we made some good progress. Set up the character tokens, set up a couple maps. We got the hex map scaled correctly. We got Tower of Zephyros set up. Thank you everybody for stopping by and chatting. It's been great. Let me know if you got any other crazy ideas. I will probably do another session. Nice talking to you. Yeah, nice talking to you as well. Yeah, I know it was a little crazy, but I'm going to use the sick as an excuse of being a little all over the place. But next time will be after. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think like the writing. I think I have to be in the right headspace, and I'll do like more map stuff and token stuff when I'm streaming, and then I'll do the writing stuff. Look in the AI guy. Yeah, I'll check him out, and I'll do the writing on my own, so I can be a little more. I could be in my head a little bit. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and next time will be after I run my session 0, so I'll probably have some crazy things to tell you about whatever they did, so, and how everything that I prepped, they threw it out the window. But all right, yeah, everybody have a good weekend, rest up and just relax, and yeah, thanks for stopping by. All right, y'all, take care. See you.